Welcome to Sports Close-Up on Armstrong, Gary Clark, Mike Fiorello. Nice warm-up.
That's it.
Does that look like the one you wore when you did the Otters?
That's the one I wore when I did the Otters, yes. The Erie Otters.
Because you
ought to be
there. The Otters. So you had a chance. I apologize, but I was working.
I know.
You know, and since you're
tired.
Should I use my Fonzie thing here and
There you go.
roll these things back? I'm sorry, I'm all right. Anyhow, you had a chance to go. So you have fun?
That was great.
So apparently there was a camel.
We were going to do the
And it
interviews.
kept going, what day is it, Mike? Come on, Mikey, what day is today?
We were going to do, Over the Hump Wednesday commercial, but they were setting up for the circus, so we did the interviews in their new refurbished locker room. Boy, is that nice.
Oh, is it nice?
Oh,
Huh?
wow.
How's the arena look? I hear
Awesome.
it's very nice.
It is awesome.
Got great
First
bars
class.
up there now, too.
They got everything. The boxes look nice.
They didn't have those really before the boxes.
We went upstairs when we interviewed Aaron Cooney, who's in charge of the media relations and does the play-by-play.
He's
Young
just
guy.
out of Point Park College.
Yep. What a great young man. He showed us around a little bit. He set everything up for us. So we had a wonderful time up there.
So the head coach is Chris Knobloch, is that
Yep,
right?
exactly.
I'm correct saying that. And Chris Hartzbaugh, whose father played the NHL and is now what's that? Is it Hartzbaugh? Hartsburg, I'm sorry. Well, I can't read Jeff's writing. Well, you figure it out.
And he played in the NHL
His
now.
dad did, and now his dad's a coach with the Columbus Blue Jackets. So he's almost in the NHL again. My cheap shot, the Blue Jackets.
And the other assistant coach?
Is Vince Lacey?
Yep.
All right, good enough.
So
And you talked to, not specifically in order.
No.
Spencer Abraham, Nick Betts, Dane Fox, Troy Donay, am I right? Yes. And Connor Brown.
All nice.
And these these kids are at age
16 to 18, 19,
maybe
20.
Yeah. Okay. Like 18, okay, 16 to 20 or 17 to 20 pretty much where they. They stay with Erie families.
That's right.
And they play.
Yep. And some are free agents and some have been drafted.
I ran into a guy that had played at Erie, and I can't remember the name to save me, but he ended up going and coaching, helped being one of the coaches on McDowell.
Well,
or prep somewhere. So stayed around and got a job here and liked it here and stayed there.
All the kids from the Otters attend McDowell. They have some kind of agreement with McDowell. So they'll go to McDowell High School.
If they're still in school.
Correct.
Okay. How neat is that? And they only play like Thursday through Sunday? Is that what it is? Or Friday through Sunday?
Yeah.
Basically the weekends.
I tell you what, people should go up there. The stadium's great. They're playing really well at this point in the season. They're excited. The coaching staff is really stressing team unity, as you'll see in the interviews. So, we have some.
Well, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Because we've got a couple of tickets to give away, too.
Yes, we do.
All right, here we go. The Erie Otters on Sports Close-Up.
Welcome to Sports Close-Up. In today's segment, we're going to be doing the Erie Otters, and we're going to start with Aaron Cooney, who's the Director of Broadcasting and Media Relations. And Aaron, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Let's do a little bit of your background Tell the audience where you're from and where you went to school.
I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I went to school at Point Park University. Just graduated last December and went for broadcasting, got my degree in that, have a minor in public relations. So tried to mold myself as best to work into the job that I ended up getting. And it worked out well for me.
So obviously growing up in Pittsburgh, big Penguin fan.
Definitely.
And you said off camera that you had a chance to do some internship with them.
Yeah, I got to work with the Penguins radio network all last season, even through the lockout. So I had just about a full year working with the Penguins. Got to do the entire shortened season. And so I was in the locker room doing interviews. I was working with, guys like Mike Lang and Bob Grove and Phil Bork and all those guys, doing some stuff behind the scenes with producing or some editing, things like that. But you got a little taste of the NHL, and now just trying to get back there, hopefully down the road.
Now, how'd you get to Erie and get this job?
When I graduated from high school, or from college, and I was looking around at other minor league teams because this is what I wanted to do, and I just found some openings. There's a team in California that had an opening. There's a team in Kansas City that just started up, and they needed a guy too. So I just sent out some emails, found that Erie wasn't keeping their last person, just sent up an email and said, hey, is this an actual position that's going to be open? And I heard back from Jamie Sosinski, assistant manager of director of operations here, and she said, yeah, send us your resume, send us your tape. Awesome. So that was the only team I heard back from. I got a nice letter of recommendation from somebody with the Penguins, and I got a call back, got the interview, and everything played out the way it is, and I'm here today.
Okay, and we're here as the season started and having a great season. How does it feel when you're doing it for the first time, you're doing the Otters, and the season started so well?
You know, I have been called the good luck guy before, so it was great. I've heard of how bad the team was the last 2 years and how things just haven't gone the way for the Otters. But with the talent and the coaching staff that they've brought together here for this year, it kind of felt, I didn't think that they could be that bad as they were the last 2 years. And for the first couple games, and they've looked great. And now on the 10-game winning streak that they're on right now, everything's just clicking for them and everything's just working for them right now. And you can tell the hard work that goes into it off the ice is showing on ice, the way this team has completely turned around from the last 2 years.
So the product is good. It's much better than it had been the last 2 years. And the arena has an upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful. The first time I've seen the upgrade since it's been done, and concourses are wider. They have some suites I see now. Yeah,
and this whole club level that we're on right now, all new. I know this is the first time I've really been in the building. I've only seen pictures during the construction that they were doing, and I remember seeing this. I always remember the big black tarp that kind of cut off where we're at sitting right now as they were expanding the building outward to have this concourse and the club level and everything. I always wondered what was going on, and as it finished up and I got here and I got to wander around the arena as it was still under construction and being built, but it turned out to a great product and a great facility for hockey, concerts, whatever's going on in here. It's a great building.
So we would tell fans to come out here and watch the Otters in person, right? The great seats were all great.
Definitely. There isn't a bad seat in the house. So definitely, if you can, make a trip up to come see the Erie Otters, because you're gonna have a nice seat. It's gonna be a nice building, but even better, the action on the ice. You can't get much better than the way the Erie Otters are playing right now.
If they can't get here, how can they follow the Otters?
You can follow the Otters. Well, we have all kinds of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like that. But also you can listen live right on our website. There's a link to Fox Sports Radio, 1330 AM. That's our home station, our flagship. And also you can watch the games, Image Sports Network, who carries all of our home games. They'll play on a tape delay, but you can still see how well the Erie Otters are playing right now.
And I know out in Crawford County, you can see it on Armstrong cable on a tape delay. How did they get to listen to you live? What did they have to do?
Yeah, right on the Otters website, you'll see on the right side.
Otters website.
Right on the Erie Otters website. On the right side, there's a Listen Live link for all games the day of. It'll pop up, or you can listen on the Erie Otters app on your smartphone or whatever technology you have, iPad or tablet. You can use the Erie Otters app. It was just unveiled on Apple software. So you can download that, listen live through there.
And, your future goal is to someday make the NHL or maybe even broadcast network and doing hockey?
Yeah, that was always my goal, and there were times that I thought I could do some. You always compare yourself to the guys ahead of you, and you think, I could definitely do that job. And I know this is what I wanted to do, and I had that figured out. The goal is to make it back into the NHL and work with a professional team, or if you could go nationally. Tell you what, it'd be awesome to call USA Hockey an Olympics, and that's another goal of mine if I can get there.
Now, you and I talked off camera about a gentleman who does hockey for NBC, and we both feel he's probably the best there is, and you had a chance to meet him. Tell us about that and who he is.
Oh, Doc Emmerich, one of my favorites, along with Mike Lang. But yeah, Doc, just a genuine guy, and we had the opportunity to meet him at my school. He came in to speak, and I'll never forget, he just came in, wasn't introduced or anything, and instead of being off to the side waiting to go up and talk, no, he just came in, sat down with the students right next to the kid in front of me who was wearing a Pirates hat, and he's an avid Pirates fan.
Yeah.
And just sat down, just started talking about the Pirates, just to see what this kid thought and how the team would do, and he just did that. He stayed an extra hour to talk with anybody who wanted to sit down and talk with him, and he was a great guy and great to learn from and hear his stories and how he, battled from doing, community college basketball and all the way up to now the Olympics and NHL nationally and everything. So his hard work, it's kind of an inspiration for me to kind of follow in his footsteps and go that route.
And tell the audience out there, who's your number one fan right now?
Number one fan's definitely my mom. She listens to every game, and I know she's really proud of where I've gotten so far. And she's already yelled at me once because we didn't. The stream wasn't working online for the server was down actually the one weekend, so she wasn't able to listen. So, but hey, she followed on Twitter to see what's going on. But yeah, biggest fan is my mom out there.
Well, Aaron, I want to thank you for spending a few minutes with us, and I want to let you know that I think you're going to go up, and you're going to go up quick, and I think your future looks bright for you. So remember us little people when you make it big someday.
Hey, Mike, thanks very much. I'm sure. Hey, I'll stop back. I love coming back to where I'm starting. Never forget the roots. So.
Tries to backhand it over to the far point, but the Otters intercepting. Connor McDavid's in all alone on the goaltender to the forehand. He scores!
Now here with the head coach of the Erie Otters, Chris Knobloch. And Coach, first, thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Little background about yourself. Where you were born and raised?
From quite a ways from here, Western Canada, Saskatchewan. Spent playing my hockey and coaching all in Western Canada, so that's the first time out in the U.S., but certainly enjoying here in Erie.
How'd you get to come there? And I know last year you were put in a tough situation. You got the job here in November, if I'm not mistaken. How did you get to Erie last November?
Well, I got here end of November. I joined the team on a road trip in Sault Ste. Marie and had my first game there. And it was a difficult year last year with the team not having the success, obviously. But also probably the toughest part was my family stayed out in Western Canada and saw them through Skype and on the phone. And so the team not doing well and my family not being here, it wasn't ideal. But now this year they're here with me and the team doing well. So I can't see how things could be much better.
Also, too, this year you got your own staff, your own assistants were put in place with you this year. Last year, probably working with the assistants that were left. So that had to be a help for you this year, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the work that Chris and Vince have been done for me and the team. They've made the team a lot better, and I think the players have been very receptive to the messages that we've been giving them, and everyone's just more eager to win and put in the work this year. And they are older, and we've added some quality players, and I think we've just been it's been a good team environment here.
Why do you like to coach?
Well, I like working with these young men. I'm trying to promote them and get them to the next level. I've been involved in sports, mostly hockey, my entire life, and it's always difficult to give up. There's always a time as a player you have to hang up the skates, as old hockey players say. And Chris and Vince have been in the same situation and don't want to give up the game yet. And the one way you can still stay involved is to coach. So that's why I chose to stay with it.
And the Otters are doing really well so far this season. You guys have goals for this season. Is the goal to win the championship?
Well, our goal coming into the season was to finish in the top four in our conference, and the biggest goal that we had was to have a playoff series victory, something that this town hasn't had for a while, in 9 years. So that was our first goal that we wanted to accomplish. Not first goal, but that was the main one. And certainly we're not going to quit after we accomplish that one. But I think for the focus for the players and what we wanted to get done is I think that was very important.
Now you said your family's here. Who's your family? You have a wife and any kids, or?
Yeah, my wife is. I've been married to my wife for 8 years now, and my kids are 6 and 3. I've got one in grade 1, and the other one's in preschool, so they're enjoying it here.
They like Erie so far?
Oh, absolutely. We're getting along. It's quite an adjustment coming from all the way from Western Canada. Mm-hmm. Probably the biggest challenge is being so far away from family.
Yeah.
But certainly we like what Erie has to offer.
And future goals for yourself, like I asked your assistants this, I'm going to ask you this. Do you like to be in the NHL yourself someday as a coach?
Yeah, well, I don't think it changes. As a player, their ultimate goal is to make it to the NHL and win the Stanley Cup. And as a player, you have to give up that goal someday. Mm-hmm. And the coaching staff, we did that, and we held on and became coaches. But our goal is still the same as the players. We want to make it to the NHL, and we want to win that Stanley Cup. So I don't think it's any different if you're a player or a coach, but that's your ultimate goal.
Well, Coach, I tell you what, I know you speak for a lot of fans out there. If you can bring a playoff series win to Erie, you're going to have a big following, as you saw opening night here, and I know the fans is dying for a winner here, so good luck.
Well, thanks very much.
Thanks, Coach.
There's Burakovsky down the near side, looking, shoots and scores!
I'm here with assistant coach Vince Lacey of the Erie Otters. And Coach, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
Let's do a little background. Where are you from and originally?
I'm from Toronto, Ontario. Yeah.
Okay, and when did you start playing hockey?
Oh, when I was 3 or 4 years old, like most Canadian kids growing up, getting inducted on the ponds and grew a love for the game right there.
How'd you get into coaching?
You know what? After my playing career, I, kind of dove into coaching, lower levels, and I thought
now, you're a young guy, so
yes,
after your playing
right,
career.
Right. I'm 30, so I'm fresh into coaching, and it was an easy transition for myself. I just love being around the game and the team, and so yeah, it's going well for me right now.
How'd you get the assistant job here in Erie?
You know what? Just honestly, just being in the rinks in Toronto. I spent a lot of time scouting and recruiting guys, putting a list together. The minor midget draft eligible year, and then I started going to more OHL games and getting to know this league, and started knocking on the door, and Sherry Basson gave me an opportunity to come into this fantastic organization. So yeah.
How do you like Erie?
Oh, I love it. It's a great town. I didn't know really what to expect coming from Toronto, but no, the people and the businesses, and I mean the crowds. It's noisy in here, and really supportive.
And what part of the team do you basically work with as one of the assistants?
I'm doing the forwards.
Okay.
I do all skill development. I do all the strength and conditioning, and obviously I handle other side non-hockey things like travel and road trips and such.
So you make all the travel arrangements?
Yeah, yes.
And where they're going to eat and so forth?
Yes.
So if the players don't like the food, they yell at you?
They blame me, right?
All right, let's talk about this year's team. It's doing really well. What do you attribute that to?
Well, you know what? Chris Knobloch and Chris Hartsburg done a fantastic job. Both young, great coaches. The way they communicate and the way their practice plans are, and gain a lot of respect, and the players are taken to the personalities of the coaches for sure. So,
and like the players, I know they all have dreams of being in the NHL.
Right.
Same for you as a coach someday?
Well, right. I mean, being at this level, continuing to learn and grow as an individual, and grow my own coaching career is definitely a goal of mine.
Well, Coach, thanks for coming on, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Generals though, Sturt has got a man going towards the cage. Goes that way to the backhand. Save made, rebound. It's stopped again by Williams.
And we're here now with the assistant coach, Chris Hartsburg. And Chris, thanks for coming on.
No problem.
First question, Coach. Let's go back and give me some of your past history. Originally from?
Born in Minnesota. Spent a lot of time kind of all over the country traveling around for hockey's sake, but played 6 years of minor pro and played college hockey previous to that. And
where'd you play college hockey at?
Colorado College.
Okay.
So I've kind of wound my way in a major junior hockey, but more by choice just because of the passion of these young men and the level of play and the level of coaching you get to challenge against each and every day.
And you were saying your dad played in the NHL and he's coaching in the NHL, and your dad is?
Craig Hartsburg.
Right.
He's the associate head coach in Columbus right now.
And you get some pointers from Dad once in a while?
Yeah, I mean he's obviously there when you need some advice, but we seem to be doing pretty well, and I think he'd be a little stunned at this point if I'm asking him for advice. But no, he's been a great role model for me growing up, and obviously being someone to lean on when times get tough is a great thing.
And the Otters are doing really well. You're exactly right as the season gets underway here. What do you attribute that to?
You know what, our players right from day one have come in with the mindset of wanting to be different than what's been going on, and I give them credit because they're the ones doing the work and we're just the ones giving them the plans, but they've right from day one they bought into what we've been saying and preaching, and all the credit and all the accolades are definitely deserving for them.
What do you like about coaching?
I think it's interaction, it's the teaching aspect of it. I mean, you're molding young men, and you're hopefully having an impact on them on a daily basis, whether it be on the ice or off the ice. I think you're there to be a role model. You're there to be a almost a big brother, father type figure for them, and someone that they can learn from, and hopefully make them better people as you go through this.
And being that they're young, a lot of these players are 16, 17, 15, some of them. How do you keep their confidence up?
It's staying positive with them. I think these kids they're all teenagers, and they have typical teenage problems, and it's each and every day you just got to try to get a smile on their face, whether they're having a tough time in school or a tough time with a girlfriend, or just tough time in general. It's getting them to focus on what they're here for, and that's hockey, and making sure they're doing the right things.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes with us. Good luck this year.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Play the Burakovsky here, second time, one big nice move, cuts into the slot, lets the wrist shot go, he scores! My goodness!
Here with Spencer Abraham of the Erie Otters, the defenseman. And Spencer, first of all, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And this year the team's doing really well. What do you attribute that to?
I think it's just, the coaches have been great. They've been, keeping us focused since day one. They've been emphasizing, a harder work ethic and more of a team-oriented game, and I think the success has shown so far.
Now, where are you from?
I'm from Campbellville, Ontario, so just about half an hour west of Toronto.
And first time you got on skates? 1, 2, 3 years old?
Probably about 3 years old. My dad would take me out on the backyard rink. That's where all my brothers and I learned how to skate. So just kind of took off from there and fell in love with the game.
What do you like about playing hockey?
I like the competition. I'm a pretty competitive person, whether it's video games or on the ice or just any physical activity or schoolwork. So that's probably my favorite part about it.
What part of playing defense is the toughest?
For me, being a smaller guy would probably be the physical play. There's a lot of big guys out there. Being under 6 foot as a defenseman is pretty rare at the higher levels. So I think physically, strength-wise, is tough. But for a lot of bigger guys, they may struggle with controlling the puck and making plays. But you just kind of got to play to your strengths, and that's the way it's been going so far.
And being you're a defenseman, how do you communicate with the goalie?
Just a lot of talk. You got to rely on them recognizing your voice, and they have to rely on you. You're basically their eyes. When they get the puck behind the net, they can't really see anything. They have the puck on their stick, so they're relying on you, and it's just a trust element with one another.
And future-wise, what would you like to do future as far as hockey?
Obviously, everyone here we're at a pretty high level. We all want to eventually make it to the NHL, and that's the ultimate goal. Whether it's in 5 years, 10 years, 2 years, it doesn't matter. So you just got to kind of stick with it, keep working hard both on and off the ice, and you never know what can happen.
And being in hockey has been a big part of your life so far, and it will continue to be. Do you ever see yourself maybe saying, maybe I want to coach someday?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I love being around the rink, and if things didn't work out on the ice, then you definitely could look at that option. It's all our coaches, Hartsburg and Coach Chris Knobloch and Vince Lacey, they all played at a pretty high level, and obviously they didn't want to leave the rink. So they've done a great job, and you just kind of learn from them, and who knows what will happen in the future.
And last question is, how close is this year's team?
We're pretty close. We got a lot of young guys, a lot of talent. Most of us were here last year, so we have a lot of fun off the ice, whether it's going to the movies or going out for team meals. We try to set a day once a week for us to go out and just kind of mold together and grow closer as a team. So I think it's a bit of a change from last year, and we just gotta let the growing process keep going, and who knows where we'll be in May.
Well, hey, thanks for sharing a few minutes with us.
Yeah, no problem.
That's the inside, Hayden Hodgson. Look out, number 101, shoots it long range, he scores!
Back with Nick Betts, right winger for the Erie Otters. And Nick, first, thanks for coming on.
Good.
You guys are having a great season so far. Why?
Everyone's buying in, and it's been fun.
Okay, and how's your own season going? How you doing so far?
Good. Yeah. It's been a strong season so far for me and for everyone. So it's been fun.
Now, people tell me you're a grinder. That means you keep working hard and you're not afraid to mix it up in the corners. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Why do you like hockey so much?
I just always have. It's just grown up around it. It's been fun.
Okay, and let's go back there. Where are you from originally?
Michigan.
Okay, and how'd you get into hockey so young?
Everyone around me in my neighborhood when I was around 3 was playing, and I just decided to go over there and play with them. And ever since then, I just fell in love with the game.
Okay, your future goals would like to get in the NHL someday, I'm sure?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and what do you like about playing in Erie?
The fans, most importantly. The fans are always so loyal, and they're just great people, and they're fun at the games.
Okay, let me ask you a couple questions. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is ribs.
Ribs, and what about your favorite music?
Favorite music is country.
What part of the hockey is your least favorite?
Probably the road trips.
Okay, why?
Being a big guy like me, the buses get it's kind of hard to sit down in them. But yeah, road trips are good. It's good team bonding. So.
And how do you like living with a family here in Erie?
Oh, my family was great. I live with goalie Devin Williams and actually my line mate Jake Evans, and it's been great. My family's taken me in really well.
Okay, and how does that work? Do they prepare meals for you once in a while?
Yeah. Every night they provide meals and.
Any ribs?
No, not yet. Not yet. But my mom makes the ribs.
Okay, good. Now, they get a chance to see you play once in a while?
Well, my parents?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. When we go to Plymouth and Sarnia and Windsor, those are pretty close, so yeah.
And do they listen to the games?
Yeah, my mom watches every single one.
I bet.
Yeah.
Biggest fan, right?
Yeah, I'm the number one fan.
All right, well, good luck to you and great success in the future.
Thanks for having me.
To the point, Pellick. He'll look as he skates center point, winds up, slap shot, score!
Now we're back with Troy Dine, and Troy, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, and I hear that you just signed recently with the New York Rangers.
Yeah, it was an exciting time.
Tell us about that experience. How'd that come about?
It was a little bit of a shock, to be honest. Didn't really expect much going into the summer in that aspect of things. Just excited for this year with the season, and it's just something great that happens that comes with it.
So did they bring you into New York, into the Garden and so forth?
Yep. We just went to the training camp and the main camp and everything. It was a really exciting time.
I know you're back here with the Otters. You guys have started out like a house of fire this year, doing great. Why?
It's a great group of guys, and coaching staff in front of us is great too, and it really helps.
Okay, what about playing here in Erie? Do you like it?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's awesome.
What do you like about it?
It's a fun city to play in. The fans are on our side, and a lot of great guys here.
Okay, what part of hockey do you like the best?
It's a team sport, and it's a contact game. And when you can fight somebody, you only get 5 minutes in the penalty box. You can't ask for much better than that.
Okay, where are you from originally?
I'm from Fenton, Michigan.
Okay, and what got you into hockey?
Just all my friends growing up played, and my older brother played too. I had a year with him in London for the London Knights, and it was an exciting time.
Okay, being that your family's still in Michigan?
Yep.
Did they get down the area at all?
Yeah, they come down quite a bit actually. It's about 4.5 hours, but they still make the trip quite a bit.
That's got to be a good thing for you to see your family.
Yep.
Future goals, obviously going to be playing in the NHL. What do you want to accomplish as a hockey player?
I just want to be the best player I can be.
Okay. And what do you think the future is for the Otters this year?
I think we can go as far as we, as hard as we work, we can go as far as we want.
Well, thanks for giving us a few minutes.
Thank you.
Goes over to the far side. Now he's going to come in between the defense. Works in on goal. Poke checked away by the United States. It's still loose in front. On the backhand. Dane Fox with his second of the night. And it's 3-0 Erie Otters.
Now back, and we're here with Dane Fox, and Dane right now, early on in the season, leading goal scorer.
Yeah, I mean, things are going good for me right now. I mean, my line mates are really helping me out, giving me the chance to put the puck in the net. So I just got to keep it up.
And so far, the team's having great success too. What do you think the reason is for the great success?
I think just all the boys are buying into the system that our coach is giving us, and we're just giving 100% each shift. So that's a big help.
How do you like playing up in Erie?
Oh, I love it. I mean, the fans get into the game really well, and I mean, it's just a great atmosphere.
And where are you from originally?
I'm originally from a little town, Thamesville, Ontario, a little farm town there. So I mean, it's a little bit of a change here, but not too much.
And you started skating 3, 4, 5 years old?
Yeah, I think the first time on skates was 18 months. But
18 months?
Yeah, it was my dad. You know, he brought me out with double-bladed skates. But I mean, started playing hockey around 3.5, I think. So I've been in the game for a while.
What do you like about hockey?
I just like the competitiveness, and you know, it's a team sport, and I've always been a big guy of team activities. So I mean, and then when I got older, it was a contact. I really liked checking.
That's important too, the checking. So you're not afraid to mix it up in the corners?
No, I mean, if that's what it comes down to, I mean, I love throwing my weight around, so that's a big aspect of my game.
Yeah, have you ever been involved in any fights on the ice?
Yeah, I've been involved in a fair share of fights. I mean, I don't try to go out looking for them, but I mean, if someone takes advantage of a teammate or something, I'm willing to fight for them.
Awesome. Okay, a couple rapid fire questions for you. Okay, favorite food?
Favorite food? I'm gonna have to go with Chipotle.
Okay.
Burritos.
Takes a page out of my own daughter.
Yeah.
Favorite music?
Favorite music right now? I'm in the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how far do you think this team can go this year?
I think this team has a very honest chance to make a very deep playoff run, and I mean, that's been our goal, and I think that we have an honest chance of maybe attending the Memorial Cup.
So definitely the fans out there should come and support the Otters, correct?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we love when they're getting loud in this building, and that motivates us to do better on the ice.
Well, thanks so much, and good luck to you the rest of the year.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Connor McDavid far side, down to the circle, drop it up, looking for Fox to the middle. He scores! He just throws it towards the goal. Comes to McDavid, can't get a shot off. Now Fox will try. He shoots it off the body and in. Dane Fox holds it up, gives to Connor Brown, right back to Fox at the circle, cuts it to the forehand, in front, shoots and scores! Brown has it on the far circle. McDavid down low in front, looking for Fox. A shot. The save made. Rebound still loose in front. Better way. It's Fox who puts it in the cage. The Ottawa zone. Connor Brown takes it in behind the net. Drops it off for Fox. One-time shot. Score. To Connor Brown far side. Tries to look for Fox one more time. He'll just turn around. Shoots it and scores from a sharp angle.
We're back now with Connor Brown. And Connor, first, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. First, let's back up. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Toronto, Ontario,
Okay.
Etobicoke.
And when did you start playing hockey? How old were you?
About 4 years of age. I started my backyard rink and then got enrolled when I was about 5 to a league.
And what do you like about hockey?
Everything, but most importantly, I think my game, scoring goals. And that's probably my favorite.
What makes a good goal scorer?
I mean, it takes a lot of hard work, but I mean, it's just also naturally just being gifted around the net, having a knack for the net, and that's something that comes with time and patience.
Is there such a thing as reading a goalie?
I mean, at times there's the goalies that overplay things, and there's goalies that have certain tendencies. So I mean, different goalies, you do different things, but I mean, most goalies these days they play pretty similar.
And how important is it to have good line mates on your line?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's gigantic. Especially when you get a gut line that clicks, that's pretty huge. I mean, that can really help out your team too. I mean, and that could make a serious more amount of goals for sure.
And this year so far, your team's really clicked here in Erie. Why is that happening?
I think we got a great group of guys, and I think we're really focused this year. And I mean, it's been a long time coming in Erie, and so I think that the entire room's feeling that. And so I think that we're just building off a tough last few years, and which has been a bit of a grind. And we're trying to build off that. And I mean, everyone in the room wants it. I think more than a lot of guys around the league. So I think that's what's really showing right now.
The other thing we noticed too is your goals against are way down this year. You guys are back checking better. Is the team more defensively minded also?
Yeah, I mean, definitely we've made a couple of improvements on the back end too. And I mean, just team defense is definitely better. I mean, we're older, wiser, smarter, we're more responsible. So, I mean, it's just the little things, but it's definitely a team effort. And I mean, also we've been spending a lot of time in the offensive zone.
Right.
So that's been helping us a lot too.
And over the summer, you had some exciting things happen. Why don't you tell us? Anything exciting personally as far as hockey is concerned? To get signed by anybody or?
Well, no, I was drafted 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago by the Toronto, my home team. I'm being from Toronto and a fan of Toronto it was pretty cool to be drafted there. But yeah, it was pretty spectacular.
So you'd like to play there someday as an NHL player, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay, a couple rapid fire questions. Favorite food?
Chicken.
Okay. Favorite music?
Rap.
Rap. Okay. And I want to thank you for giving us a few minutes. Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
And heads over the head of goaltender Morant. On to Stephen Hart, passed in front to Connor Brown, who scores.
There you go, the Erie Otters, because you
Ought to be there.
The Erie Otters, Aaron Cooney and his crew.
Yep. Aaron, thank you very much, Aaron, for setting everything up for us.